welcome back to the FC's Football Channel. And Manchester United have lost 2-0 to Spurs. And before we get into it, I would like to turn your attention to the XG for this game. And it tells the story, really. Spurs XG of 1.58, Manchester United XG of 2. And obviously that doesn't even include the clear penalty that we should have had. Now, is that the reason we've lost today? No. Well, the penalty isn't. The XG, however, is bless me. I feel like I might sneeze again. But the XG is a clear indicator why we lost. We've had chances today. Anthony has to score. Straight after they go 1-0 up. Anthony has a great chance. Has pretty much the whole of that side of the goal to aim for. Hits the post. Has to score. There's no two ways about it. He has to score. Doesn't. Got a picture of Anthony. And when you don't score that, you're going to be up against it. Bruno Fernandes had that incredible chance in the first half, the header. Missed it. Was it Rashford as well with the header? From that Bruno Rabona. Great chance again. So many great chances for United in this game, and we didn't take them. And when you don't take chances like that, and the amount of chances we had, you're not going to win games. And we let Spurs get hold of this game. First 35 minutes, we were the best team. Better team by far. Then I don't know what happened. I don't know what to say. What did happen? Because that wasn't the same team. We were absolutely nowhere near it. I don't know why that keeps changing. We were nowhere near it. Absolutely nowhere near it. And we suffered defeat because of that. Pathetic performance at the back. Eric Ten Hag played a huge part in the loss. Still backing him, but needs to sort the situation. Great start to the season. I wouldn't agree. Look, I mean, I can't put much blame on Eric Ten Hag. I'm going to be honest. For me, I don't think. What would you change about Eric Ten Hag today? Really, you look at the goals. Both of them come from really Lisandro Martinez. Like the first one, it's Garnacho and Shaw just don't do enough to get across to Kulusevski. More Garnacho for me. It's a cross which just takes a big deflection off of Martinez and falls to Pape Sarr. And then the second one, Ben Davies shoots and Martinez trying to block it, turns it into his own net. That is just unlucky, really. So I don't think Spurs unlocked us time and time again. We lost control of that game, for sure. But I think that's a player issue more than the manager, because we've seen this from this group of players so often. I think our number 9 was missing Martin. I agree. I think I said it during the watch along. Our issues were too often the ball hits the striker. We have Mason Mount or Eriksen and Bruno Fernandes getting forward into this shape. It hits Rashford, who in this case is Martial. Hold on. No. Hits Martial, and where does it go? Well, it hits Rashford, and we lose it. And then you leave Casemiro with all this space to get into, because this player, especially Eriksen or Mount, has just busted a gut to get from the back to the front line. He's knackered and can't make it back. And then even when we do have a bit of prolonged possession, eventually when it falls back to him, he'll lose it. If he doesn't lose it first time, he'll lose it second time. Because he's just not a striker. Martial is just better at that. And that's what we need Højlund. I wouldn't be playing Rashford up top as a 9 at all. I don't think it works. He knows that Rashford can play striker in the middle. Sancho for Martinez in starting 11. Sancho for Martinez? Well, that's part of that is part of it. I mean, I think Basuma was given too much time on the ball at times. He ran the game, but yes, Basuma. But how Marcus Rashford, in that number 9 role, it's his job to hold the ball up, to be strong, physically strong, use his body to keep the ball and lay it off to other players. He can't do that. Martial can. Højlund hopefully can. I think Jadon Sancho might be better at doing that than Rashford, based on pre-season. Rashford can't play as a 9. Spurs were like Liverpool 2.0 today, stronger on the wings. But, like I say, for 35 minutes, that opening 35 minutes, we were by far the better team. Spurs took their time, they grew into the game, and by the time they were there, I don't know what happened to us. But like I say, it's the missed chances the reason we've lost today. We should have had a penalty, there's no doubt. I'm not having anything else. That handball from Romero in the first half against Garnacho, that is a penalty. You should have had a penalty. Anthony should have scored at 1-0. At 1-0. Bruno should have scored at 0-0. We've had chances to win today. Our XG was higher than Spurs. We've had chances, and that's why we've not won. Spurs, yeah, they were better for a lot of that game. But, like against Wolves, we still could have and should have won based on the chances we had. And that's what I'm most disappointed about. Look, I know the City-Newcastle game is coming up, so I don't want to spend too much time here. So we'll get into the player ratings. 6 is average. Let me know your player ratings in the live chat. Onana. I'm going to give Onana a 7. None of the goals are his fault. I think he was great. He made a few good saves. Some of his passing was great. That ball to Alejandro Garnacho, which was that to set up the handball? No, I don't think it was, but that was unreal. You can see his quality, Onana, already. I'm a big fan. Big fan. I'm really happy we've got him. 7. Wan-Bissaka. Like, was 6. I'm going to give Shaw a 7. I thought Luke Shaw was quite good today. Maybe you could argue he could do more for the first goal, and he probably should. Although I would put that more down to Garnacho in that position. But he probably should have done more, Shaw. But generally, I thought on the ball he was really good. He created a few good chances. A few of them balls over the top was great. I thought Luke Shaw had a good game generally. Varane and Martinez. Yeah, yes, Basuma was man of the match for me. Basuma was absolutely unbelievable, and he is. That's what we knew. Spurs were signing when they got him under Conte, and now we're seeing it. Generally, I thought Martinez had a good game, but I'm gonna have to give him a 6 because of those Both those goals come through Martinez at the end of the day. 2 deflections off of him. Bit unlucky, but that's the way it goes. Varane, again, I think Varane had a good game, really. Like, I think if you look at the game, if you look at the chances both teams had, Man United had the better chances. Man United have more chances. You look at it, I think he should score. How's he not scored? Than Spurs. Like I said, that Anthony chance is the best of the game. And he misses. But I don't think Spurs created high quality chances. They just took their chances, which Man United didn't. And so I'm alright with giving Varane a 7. Like I said, I don't think there's a lot of bad performances from United. Generally. I just think Spurs, when they got their chances, and these chances were a bit fortuitous, they took them. Like Casemiro and Mount. I think Mount was a 7. I thought Mount was good today. I mean, he got on the ball a lot. He was influential. He made a cracking block at one point to deny the left back for Spurs. Not Davis, but the other guy. I think Mount played really well today. 6, alongside Varane, sure. Casemiro, he was alright, weren't he? I don't think he didn't put many foots wrong. Didn't do much wrong. Bit wasteful at times. He was fine. Casemiro, 6. Bruno, I thought Bruno was good as well today. I don't like him when he operates off the wing, but generally, I thought he was good today. Another 7. Created a few good chances. He should have scored with that header, but I thought he was looking creative. A 7 for Spurs, I think, ain't. A 7 for Bruno, fine. It was Kane who was holding back Spurs. Look, I always said, look, Kane is a great striker. But obviously there was always the talk. What does Spurs do without Kane? I've always said, what did they do with Kane? I don't think they could have got worse without Kane, really. Have they got worse? No. Not really, at least. Anthony, 6. I don't think Anthony was awful. I really don't. But he has to score. And his decision making still a bit, I don't know. Still got a lot to be desired. He was fine, Anthony. Garnacho, again, probably the same. He was fine. Not great, not awful. There was a few bright sparks. Again, should have won a penalty. Didn't happen. I don't think he was awful. Rashford, he's today for me our worst performer. He gets a 5. In a sense, look, I said this again in the Wolves game. I feel bad for him in a sense because he's just not a striker. The role we need, what we need Marcus Rashford doing, he can't do in a team looking to play the way we do. He can't hold the ball. He can't lay it off. He's a player that he likes to be 1v1 with people, taking people on, running at people. He can't do that as a striker. Just stop playing him there. Unless he moves to Everton, where he might be able to. When people play a high line against Everton, pushing plays forward, Rashford then can play as a number 9, making runs all day long. But unless that happens, Rashford isn't a number 9. He can't. And look, Pep Guardiola said this at the start, before the FA Cup, or before the Champions League. Sorry, he said in the FA Cup final we were able to play how we wanted to, because if we forced De Gea along, because we know Rashford can't hold it up, whereas Lukaku, Dzeko, Martinez, they can. Martial can. The hope is Højlund can. Rashford can't. And that we lose. We can't play the way we really want to with a striker that can't do that, unfortunately. On the bench, I thought Eriksen came on and did quite well. 7. Dalot can have a 6. Sancho 6. Palestri, I'll give a 6.5. I thought he was alright. And Martial, he can have a 6 as well. I thought Martial, he was better than Rashford, but I think Palestri came on, looked dangerous, running at people. Arguably should have won a penalty. I think Martial could have had a goal. Bruno, I think it was Bruno and Palestri. Both could have. No, it was Sancho. Sorry, could have slipped through Martial. He made a good run, and they just didn't. If they slip him through, I think we score 2-1. Who knows what could happen? Didn't happen. But it is what it is, I suppose. At the end of the day, Ten Hag 7. Man of the match. I'm going to give it to Mason Mount. Am I? Yeah, I'll give it to Mount. I like Mount today. I'll give Mason Mount the man of the match. He worked hard, didn't he? Bless him. But yeah, generally, I don't. There's not much to really say. Spurs are a good team at home. It's a hard place to come to. Man City have never scored here, so it was always going to be a tough game. And I think for 35, 40 minutes, we were the better team and we looked very, very good. That kind of fell away. But we're up against a fully strength Spurs team and we're missing a striker. We're missing a striker. It's not good enough. If we can play like we did for 35 minutes, I don't know where that performance goes where we can't carry it on. But there's signs there. Like I've said, another day we get that penalty which we deserved, and no one will tell me it's not a penalty. Anthony takes his chance, and we score a couple of the other great chances we have. We win this game, and that's the positive to take. The positives are another day we score some of these chances and we win the game, and Spurs are a good team. Spurs are a good team. So, who knows how good Spurs will be here at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. It's so early in the season. It's hard. Maybe Spurs are awful and they go lose the next 3 games, and that kind of shows where we are at the moment. But I don't think that will be the case. I think Spurs will be very good. Will be good this year. And from what I've seen against Brentford and today, I think Spurs will be a good team under Ange. So, it could be definitely worse. But look, that is going to be it from me today. Man City Newcastle gets kicked off in about 5 minutes. I'll leave you guys to go watch that. Hopefully Newcastle can pull something out their arse and win it. But who knows? Like I said, though, thank you all for watching. If you have enjoyed, please do hit that like button below. Subscribe if you are new and you haven't already. That'd be greatly appreciated. And I'll see you all in the next one in a bit. Peace.